welcome to Mr. Cricket UA. Today we are here to discuss about the double header and the double celebration we have seen today. First, that RCB has become the first team to qualify in this IPL's season, and इसके अलावा आज हमने Delhi Capitals को एक बहुत ही अच्छा comeback करते हुए देखा. And for that I have Ram to discuss from RR, Sandy Paji from PBKS, and Sanjay from RCB. Discussing about this match, which we have seen in the second phase, I'll come back to RCB and PBKS, but I think Ram has left somewhere, so I'll have to again come back to RCB and PBKS. Would like to start this with the first Sanjay. Sanjay, RCB becoming the first team to be in the qualifiers, especially having players like Bhuvi, Rasikdar Salam as well, who has taken so many wickets. How are you happy about RCB qualifying and becoming the first team in this IPL, because we have been waiting for so long for same to happen?
One thing to mention is initially I never thought Rajat Patidar isn't available, so I thought he'll be there for today's match. So that was one shocker before the match that Jitesh is leading, but it's okay. In the game, the last match he was hit on the head and he had to take risk because we need him in the crucial stages in playoffs. So I think I would say Punjab was ready for Virat Kohli, Punjab was ready for Jacob Bethel, Punjab was ready for Tim David, and Punjab was ready for Umar Shepherd, but they were not ready for Venkatesh Iyer. So he came out of syllabus and they'll tell like, man, come Tahar. So he played in the very crucial match for us and he bottled Chahal like anything, the only spinner Punjab had, and he bottled Harpreet Brar, who was celebrating every wicket he takes, and he bottled every bowlers. And Arshdeep Singh, as I told, he is going for minimum 40 plus runs in the last few games I have seen. So apart from the last two games, he was 4 overs 26 and 4 overs 27. So bowling is a bit of concern for them. And from a batting perspective, Virat ka batting and partnership between Devdutt Padikkal and Virat Kohli and Venkatesh Iyer and Tim David. So overall, it was a good game. I thought 240 is the par score because considering Punjab's batting, I felt 240 would have been good. But the moment Bhuvneshwar Kumar took the wickets of Priyan Sharia for duck and Prabh Simran for 2, I think we were back in the game. And I was just worried about Shreyas Iyer and Copper Khan. Then I was telling my friends, no, I am worried about Iyer, and Iyer goes the next ball for a second. So 3 wickets you get in the power play, the pressure is on the batsmen. So I thought PBKS lost the game in the power play itself because the top 3 pillars we were able to take their wickets. So it was a good game and it was expected that our team will win, but it was a test for Punjab. While chasing, we made sure they lost this game, and here we are the first team to qualify in 2026. Let's see what's there in the plate for us.
Absolutely. Last season भी एक बहुत बड़ा मैं कहूँगी कि RCB was a big pillar for PBKS to really hop in, क्योंकि उनको qualifiers में हराया, then उसके बाद final में हराया, and PBKS was a team जो देख के लग रहा था they can really challenge. And इस season भी सुरेंद्र बाजी starting के 6 matches जिस तरीके से PBKS जीते थे, everyone thought that they are gonna be in the qualifiers, the first team to enter, but RCB did it before them. And I have some more stats to recall. First of all, Dharamshala has become their graveyard than a home ground, बिकॉज उन्होंने अभी तक जो मैचेस PBK से धर्मशाला पे खेले हैं, ओवरऑल 17 मैचेस में स्टार्टिंग से आऊंगी, 6 विंस 11 डिफीट्स, एंड 2023 से 8 मैचेस में 1 जीते हैं, 7 मैचेस में उनको हार मिली है, और आज का मैच अगर आप जोड़ लें सो दैट मेक्स इट 9 मैचेस में 1 विन और 8 डिफीट्स. सो दैट इज लाइक horrible experience for PBKS and Dharamshala especially, and against RCB that too, because उन्होंने भी 6-1 की lead रखी हुई थी before this match. Now it's 7-1. PBKS is completely lost it when it comes to Dharamshala and RCB. Do you think they have any answer to it?
Yeah, the bowling and the fielding was absolutely pathetic today. We gave probably RCB around 20 extra runs, and we lost by 20 runs. And if all you have to look at that Jacob Bethel saving those 6 runs. If that was Punjab, that would have been 6 runs. So our fielding's been awful. Our batting has really saved us. The Mulampur, why we're not playing all our games at Mulampur, I really don't know. I know there's some politics behind that, but again, it's really sad because Dharamshala, you win the toss and then you chase. Today we won the toss, but it was a day game, and that just absolutely alters everything. And as Sanjay said, we did not counter for Iyer, Venkatesh Iyer. The wrong Iyer turned up, and that was what happened to us, and it's devastating. Today, the only thing I'm happy now is obviously DC beat RR. That makes us slightly back in there, but you've got to watch CSK's. Everything is in CSK's favour. They will walk the fourth position. We'll just have to hope and pray Sunrisers lose the 2 games, and we can beat LSG. And what a time to play LSG now that they're playing really good cricket finally at the end of the tournament. It's really going to be sad for us. But as I said, it's going to be the calculator. It's going to be the pen and paper, working out what's going to be happen. The maximum points we can get is to 15. If you asked me 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, I said, look, out of the 4 games, we will win 2. The MI game we would win, and we would win the other game, but we would lose to RCB and LSG. Those are the 2 games I said we'd win. But it's finished. It's over. And again, I think Ricky needs to look at. We lost, as I said before, we lost it in the auction. We were the only team that did not improve its team. Yeah, we lost Maxwell, and we replaced him by Connolly. We lost other players, and what did we get? We got nothing in back. We got 2 spinners that haven't played any games. Today, Shashank saved us from total embarrassment, and his form's been up and down. And again, it's the bowling's been the death bowling especially has been really, really poor. And today we usually got spanked by Venki, and Harpreet did really well, and he's hardly played. So a lot of problems for Punjab. We're really struggling for confidence. Playing in Dharamshala is a graveyard for any team. If you're playing in that game, you got a 50-50 chance of winning the game, and we've lost so many games in Dharamshala. The only game I can remember is the Gilchrist one, when Gilchrist scored his last game. That's the only one I remember that we've really won. I can't remember anything else other than the one that was called off because of the war slightly. We would have won that game. But yeah, it's very, very sad, very, very bad. But like Punjab, the door is slightly ajar with RR. Ram will tell you about today, but firstly, Riyan Parag's captaincy, I've never seen such an arrogant person captain a team, especially an Indian captain, and that was bad.
Talking about RR versus DC, I have got Ram with me. Ram, मैं monologue का time दे दूँ आपको या फिर मैं कुछ add करूँ? Talking about this particular game, when I was going through the highlights, like, what are the talking points? Other than watching the match, I always look for some highlights. I saw more or less things were from DC's side, कि मतलब उन्होंने fielding घटिया करी, ये सब चीजें थी. RR की तरफ से बहुत ही कम ऐसे pointers थे जहां पर ये हो पा रहा था कि they are really putting that effort to win that match. उनकी भी fielding की बात कर ले. Batting की तरफ से मैं नहीं बोलूंगी क्योंकि batting RR की mostly सूर्यवंशी और ध्रुव जुरेल ने handle कर रखी थी. Plus Riyan Parag also played well. But captaincy is where everything is coming up to now, because back-to-back 3 matches हार गए, that too at this crucial stage जब उनको actually afford नहीं कर सकते. यहाँ पर गलती मतलब आप tournament से बाहर. So what would you think about this?
I mean, I literally slammed my forehead the moment I heard the squads when he said Jaddu has been benched because of workload management.
Load management.
एक हफ्ते से हमने मैच नहीं खेला है, क्या ही workload manage कर रहे हो? And to somebody like Jaddu who will play 10 matches in 10 days if you allow him to. So I cannot understand for the likes of me what was the thought process behind that when we have a do or die situation. By right now we already were in a do or die situation. Now we are in the worst one because we cannot afford a single blip. One single blip means we are out of the tournament. And I honestly feel at this point, I don't think Rajasthan is a team that is worth being in the top 4 to give a run for the money for the win, because they are banking only on one player or 2 players having a crazy night and winning. And I would say there's a lot of parallels, I would say, between what Punjab has been going through and Rajasthan. You have 2 extremely explosive openers. They are doing the bulk of the scoring. And then you have a few matches where somewhere in the top order is performing and they're chasing you matches. Even though the bowling efforts, the fielding efforts has been masked by some mad hitting. And that has been the only case why we had that start. But as the tournament went on, every team has found out how to keep these guys down. Every team has found out how to stop these guys. And once that is done, they don't have an answers. And now while all the other teams are coming in with different players coming in, the middle order looking sorted, the bowling looking sorted, suddenly you have teams like Rajasthan and Punjab who had a great start, who suddenly are out. Second baat bolunga, again, I completely agree with Paji. I have no idea in what sense Riyan Parag can be considered a captain. And I've just read a couple of days ago that he's now supposedly the vice captain for the India A team or something. And I just could not stand how exactly. एक तो by experimentation, दूसरा the arrogance without actually showing an effort. देखो भाई विराट कोहली doing what he does is after years and years of delivering consistently and he's you cannot compare yourself to a Kohli. तुमने कुछ भी achieve नहीं किया भाई. Okay. Second of all, experimenting at this stage where we still had a situation, I would say, in the fielding, while bowling at the 17th over, they needed around 40 odd runs in 3 overs. Good overs here and there, as we saw, could have put pressure, and then he decides, oh, I'm just gonna play this. This game has been going against him the whole time. This matchup game, he's trying. Oh, left-hander aa gaya. Let me bowl myself. Let me bowl Ferreira, and all this ridiculous experimentation has not been working out. And it's again, we got a 16-run over at that point, and you threw the game away. Moreover, one more thing I've been noticing is there has been this ridiculous amount of shoddy fielding in literally every match I've seen here. आज भी honestly speaking, we came to 198. वो भी मुश्किल से after thankfully because of the start we got. But once Suryavanshi was dropped, we had 2-3 issues in DC's fielding. We saw Gujarat last time dropping sitter after sitter. So I'm just thinking that I think that the team that is actually going to go ahead and win the tournament is a team that is actually going to be fielding well and taking these crucial moments, saving the boundaries. What I saw at that point when Jacob Bethel saved that six. This is the kind of efforts we
Yes.
need to see from. So the thing is, you see the intensity in the RCB. What I saw the difference between the intensity in the RCB match is they want to qualify that bad, and they are very very well placed. They will qualify. At wins more or less ho gaya unka, but they wanted to get that cue against them. You saw that intensity. You saw the want to win. I do not see that in Rajasthan. I see more of a case of a frustration that they just want the win to happen, and that's not happening. We've
Yeah.
literally threw away the start that we had. We were on 160 odd in 15 overs. Of course, Mitchell Stark bowled brilliantly, broke our backs, but I liked what Sunil Gavaskar said on air that you have a international level bowler who's been doing this for more than a decade now. Give him at least some respect. They don't try and hit him the very first ball for a six on the 15th over. You have time, take a single, assess it. I think we've literally left 20 to 30 runs out there on the pitch. But after that, I think in the bowling, we did our best with the limited resources we've got. I think one more, two more, three more baffling. I'm sorry, this is becoming the monologue again, but three more baffling decisions. एक तो जड्डू नहीं है, so you don't have your premium bowler is not there, your premium spinner is not there. You
Ravi
don't
Vashnu.
have Bishnoi. You don't have
Bishnoi.
Bishnoi playing. You just have some completely untested off spinner, and you have got Justin Shanaka, who, with all due respect, is a kind of a part-time bowler. He's a bits and pieces bowler. So you are banking on this particular bowling lineup. किस हिसाब से? And that has been the reason why we've literally been having some extremely baffling personal decisions. Crucial matches we've been throwing again. It's just following the same format every year. Har saal we get a great start, 4-5 wins, and then we struggle and chuff and puff and puff, and finally we come to the point where we have got 7 wins and 7 losses, and we're like, oh, it's a great effort. We did well this time. We'll come back next year.
We have to give some credit, Ram. We have to give some credit to Akshay Patel and also Mitchell Stark, because that one over completely changed it. And the other thing was Abhishek Purul. And I think this is where Delhi have learned from their mistakes. Rajasthan aren't learning from our mistakes. We're not learning from our mistakes. We're making more mistakes of the same old, but Delhi have come back, and they probably left it late. But finally, they've got some Indian youngsters. They've given them experience. They've also, KR Rahul, they've got the anchor up top, and they have Ashutosh to finish, So I think Delhi had finally got its head scrambled at the start. They've got it right now. But whether they can bring it home, that's fine.
But too little, too late.
It's too little, too late. So it's really in Sunrisers, and for CSK, for me, I think they will probably end up back in the two places because they've got a bit of experience. They've got some momentum. We're short
mathematically, I mean, if Rajasthan wins the next 2, they still have a chance with 8 wins. But I would say I don't buy it, because I have a feeling they're going to have LSG is playing well. Mumbai's got a point to prove, and I think those teams probably will get 1 win, and we at most might get 1 win, or as what has happened usually in the back end, we will probably lose both of them and say, okay, well done. So Yeah, I think for me, if you ask me who I think is going to go through between them, it would be probably Sunrisers, GTRCB, and then the last one is a question mark. I don't know what's going to happen, but
We have to
that's
pray.
that's the thing. But it's
Pray,
definitely
pray,
not
pray.
going to be us.
This answers a lot of comments, as I've got some from Stumps and Stories why PBKS is doing wrong. Already Paji has said. Virat Vibes 18, who will qualify next? Ram has already answered that. Victory Vibes RCB, what changed the match completely today? RCB versus PBKS. This is a question. Sanjay, would you like to take this up? What changed this match, RCB versus PBKS?
Yeah, here there are three stages. Okay, before the match, I thought it's an easy win for Punjab because there is no Rajat Patidar. Jitesh is leading the team with the kind of the way he's batting. I had lost hopes. So the what changed match completely today is one I would rate. Padikal and Kohli has been performing consistently for our team. So I'll not take their F because they are giving their best in every match. So two changes from RCB side, what I would tell is Tim David's innings and Venkatesh Ayer's innings. So Tim David, after getting dismissed on a duck in the last match, so he made a comeback. And Venkatesh Ayer, being a RCB fan, I myself was not expecting that kind of innings from him because he was benched for almost 12 matches, 10 matches. He played only two matches. In one match, he didn't get batting because of the top orders only took the win. So in one match against Rajasthan, that was also a crucial match for us. He came and he scored. He made sure we crossed 200, but there also thanks to Vaibhav's innings, so they crossed above the line. So this match, Venkatesh Iyer is the one guy who changed the match completely for RCB, is what I would tell, because that's an unexpected innings from both Punjab end as well as RCB's end also. Both the teams didn't expect that he will step up and perform in such a big stage.
I
But for
said
me, I feel you
before,
lost it in the power. I think Punjab lost it in the
power
power
play,
plays.
power play, yeah, 100% in the power play. But again, I even said before that Venkatesh Iyer was an absolute steal of a buy for RCB because he then gives them that squad depth. He's got the experience. He can bowl. He can bat. He's been captain as well, so he's got that standing. And you get someone like that for around 8 crore. I think they paid for him from somebody who was 26 crore in the last auction to suddenly get a player for 8 crore, an Indian player that you can put in your squad. I don't think many other teams have that luxury, and I think for me, the player of this IPL, no matter what anybody says to it, is definitely Bhuvi. So Bhuvi, you are guaranteed the first 2 overs. You're guaranteed either a wicket, plenty of dot balls, and he just puts the pressure on. And I even said, Dharamshala, if you want to take a pitch for Bhuvi, it's Dharamshala with a new ball at the head up. So I thought if Punjab could bat sensibly for the 4 overs or 5 overs, not lose a wicket in the power play, they could chase down the 222. But what they did is they tried to take on Bhuvi. They got caught. They attacked Hazelwood, but they didn't think about Bhuvi. And for me, Bhuvi's, I think Rabada's made a comeback, but Bhuvi's just that level higher than Rabada and Siraj. So for me, I think it's definitely Bhuvaneshwar's opening spell, put Punjab on the back foot. And then what happens when Shreyas bats in the power play? He never goes past when we needed him. So I think plenty of things for RCB. I said at the start they're the strongest team. Soon as Phil Salt comes back in, they'll be completely complete. And it's going to take a GT batting second at Ahmedabad to beat them. I think that's probably the only team I think can stop that team, because fielding wise, bowling wise, batting wise, team structure, team management, consistency, RCB have it all. But for me, I think like today, I really enjoyed as a neutral fan watching Delhi. I think KRO was really, really good. Pearl, I was really impressed with him. Archer then came back in. It was a really cat and mouse game. But, I think Delhi, and they knew Pereira was going to bowl over. They knew one over. And in that over, they got the boundaries and they just scored it home. So really professional, clinical performance by Delhi. Rajasthan are like us. Teams have worked it out. When they bat first, takes a wicket, slow them down, and the death bowling is always going to come up. And only for Rajasthan today, Bijesh, I thought, really bowled well. I think he was unlucky. And the amount of extras they were giving away, stupid extras, it was really crazy cricket. And I know Parag lost his head, but even Sangakkara got up with
Lost his head.
chanting.
He was angry. He was angry.
Yeah. It was quite difficult on their face.
even Paji was mentioning about Shreyas Iyer, right? I just wanted to add this same point. Iyer, the reason why he doesn't step up against RCB is the last 4 matches they lost against us. Iyer has gave his wicket to Jitesh Sharma itself. Like 3 for Joe Sazalud, it was keeper catch, and today also the same ball in swinger or out swinger, he gave his wicket, the same pattern. So I think when he is facing pacers in the power play, I think he has to change his batting style a bit, because 4 times for the same team you give the wicket in the same fashion, so it is very easy to encash your weakness.
Yeah, I think
Right.
there's a problem there.
So there are some more comments. I would like to take them up. Delhi Fight Back is saying, can TC still qualify after this results? Well, अभी तो सबके लिए ही open है टेबल, अभी तो पता नहीं. But Delhi Capitals के लिए भी थोड़ा tough लग रहा है अपने points acquire करना. But we'll see. अगर आरआर जैसी उनको और भी टीम फंस गई तो हो भी सकता है. You never know. इसके अलावा क्रिकेट एडिक्ट इज आस्किंग, पंजाब एलिमिनेट हो जाएगा और उसके चांसेस भी हैं, क्योंकि उनके पास अब एक ही मुकाबला है जो उन्हें खेलना है. उसमें 2 पॉइंट आने के बाद में दे विल बी एट 15. सो डिपेंड्स उस टाइम पे बाकी की टीम्स कहाँ पे हैं. सो देयर आर चांसेस डेफिनेटली. सुरेंद्र पाजी कह सकते हैं कि इट इज 60-40 की लाइक अगेंस्ट द पंजाब की वो बाहर हो सकते हैं.
Tell me tomorrow after CSK play. If CSK, if they're playing Sunrisers tomorrow?
CSK is yeah.
Playing
CSK is
Sunrisers tomorrow. So yeah, it's going to be, if CSK win, they move to 14 points. They've got to lose one game. Their last game they have to lose, and their last game is against. Who's their last game against?
I think LSG.
Or RSB? No, LSG.
I think LSG.
We played LSG. So yeah, I think CSK, if they win tomorrow, then the only one we can hope is RCB beat Sunrisers in their last game, because that could suddenly mean they're stuck on 14. So like we're stuck on 13, Sunrisers seem to be stuck on 14. So yeah, I think tomorrow CSK to win, and then them to lose the last game, and then obviously RCB to beat Sunrisers in their last game, or I think Sunrisers got 2 games left, but they've got to lose both games. So it's going to be very mushkil for us to qualify for the
Right.
playoffs.
I've got one more comment asking the same question कि आज दोनों टीम्स अपने मैच हारी हैं, PBKS and RR. तो इसके बाद में CSK के लिए it is a good news, and CSK के लिए पता नहीं for some reason we were talking कि थोड़ा ना डेस्टिनी भी काम कर रही है CSK के लिए, कि because initially they were not playing good, but उसके बाद में gradually what they did is कि they are winning the matches, plus उनको जिन teams को चाहिए था कि वो matches ना जीते, exactly the same is happening, so that destiny is quite following them. So there is a chance that CSK can, and I remember Anis sir saying कि उस time पर जब CSK हार रही थी कि CSK will be the 4th team. Ratsi, you see. And
He did say that. He did say. I was on that show.
Yeah.
I was on that show when he said that.
How can you say आप मिस्टर क्रिकेट हो गए, ऐसा मत बोलो. लोग बोलेंगे क्रिकेट नहीं आता, बट वो बोले नहीं तुम देखना होगा ऐसा. And he's actually right, because अभी दिख रहा है कि CSK के chances हैं. But recalling that particular point with Paji had mentioned about Bhuvaneshwar Kumar and Sanjay was also talking. Ram, भुवी की अगर जब बात आती है तो हम पेसर्स पे फोकस करते हैं, और जब हम पेसर्स पे फोकस करते हैं तब हमारा ध्यान जोफ्रा आर्चर पर आता है. सो टॉकिंग अबाउट आर्चर इटसेल्फ, 7 wides from him, extras. Though he played like he took 2 wickets, he gave 35 runs in 4 overs, but ये सब negate हो जाता है when you are doing such blunders on the field. So talking about his particular stats, particularly for Jofra Archer itself, स्टार्टिंग में वो जितने इफेक्टिव थे, ही इज नॉट दैट इफेक्टिव इन द लेटर हाफ ऑफ द मैच, क्योंकि अगर हम उनके स्टैट्स की भी पर्टिकुलरली बात करें तो उन्होंने विकेट्स लेना उतना कम कर दिया. आज 2 विकेट आए, पिछले 2 मैचेस में 3 मैचेस में उनकी तरफ से वो भी देखने नहीं मिला था. सो इन द फर्स्ट 9 गेम्स ही हैज बोल्ड 18 overs in which he has taken 9 wickets at an economy of 8.16. In the last 3 games, excluding today's, he has given 6 overs, wickets 0 and 14 का उनका इकोनॉमी रहा है, और आज उन्होंने वो 2 विकेट्स लिए हैं. सो अगर आपका प्राइम पेसर ही ऐसा करेगा तो किसके भरोसे आरआर आगे बढ़ेगी?
Right. See, completely agreed. And I think in the second half of the tournament, that initial combo that they had of Archer and Berger, they were the ones who were actually getting us those wickets at the start. So what we were doing is we were winning in the power play as batters, and as bowlers we were winning the power plays as well, because constantly both Archer, and we used to completely also negate, we used to also have got Berger taking the wickets. What's happening in the last few power plays, if you notice, it's consistently 70-80 runs gone. Today also we actually could have taken a wicket, but other than that, the first ball itself starts off with 5 wides. Uske upar you have got 4 extras going in over unnecessary overthrows. You have wide after wides. We literally gave away 15 to 20 runs just through sheer shoddy bowling, and on top of that, our fielding is not backing it up. So the main problem is Rajasthan is unable to find a way to consistently perform as a team, and they're banking on a few moments of brilliance, which is not coming through, and that is frustrating them. For example, we had 3 or 4 instances, I think, when Archer took a wicket of the very first ball, and the thing is, you win those small moments. Those small moments is what wins you those games. So, you have a first ball, a first over, you have only 2 or 3 runs. It sets the tone. But with the very first ball of the match, you're just going away for wides, and you're being shoddy, and you're suddenly as a team deflated. You don't get to get it back. So imagine today's first over, you had 5 wides, you had a drop catch, and suddenly the same Archer who can be menacing, who can be devastating, has lost his mojo, has lost the team's lost the initiative. And I think even from a bowling perspective, I don't know. I can't see a second bowler in Rajasthan who is able to complement him. We've tried Milne, who probably didn't work out today. We've tried Tushar Deshpande. We have tried literally everybody. We've tried Brijesh Sharma, who bowled very well, but he's not a partner for Archer. We need somebody to match him up at the start. We're not finding that. So Archer is unfortunately now having to bear the whole brunt, and now suddenly teams have kind of found out how to take over Archer. And then if he's having an off day, the whole team's gone, because now suddenly Rajasthan's bowling is looking toothless. You compare that to Bhuvi. Bhuvi still has got Hazelwood supporting him. Bhuvi's doing his stuff. You got Hazelwood. Every single of these teams who
It's
is
the
doing very
partnership,
well have
but
got a
they do it at
partnership.
both ends, don't they, Ram?
Yeah,
they do,
yeah.
They do it at the front and they do it at the back. Like for Punjab, Arshdeep either bowls two good overs at the front, or he bowls 2 good overs at the back. He doesn't bowl 4 good overs. And like Azmatullah Umarzai, the fans have been calling for him 4 or 5 games ago. Yeah, and he's just about to come in and he's proved his point. But we haven't got another bowler. And like Yuzi is an 18 crore bowler, and he doesn't turn up to each matches, so it's really difficult. And I think that Punjab will really need to rethink the whole bowling. Lockie Ferguson in today when we got Vaishak on the bench. I can't understand how Vijay Kumar Vaishak is not playing in this Punjab 11 when we know he's probably our second best death bowler. And what's he doing on the bench? Honestly, I picked the team this morning. Vaishak was in there. I even picked Brar in there, and I said they've got to pick Vaishak. I said, out of all the other bowlers, why isn't Vaishak playing? And I think Punjab's problems have started once they got rid of Vaishak, and they tried Dewoshius in front of Vaishak. I can't believe that. They tried Ferguson, and Ferguson is always injured. And even at the start of the last auction, I said we should get rid of him because he's not fit, and we needed another Indian strong bowler, and we haven't got one. And if we look at KKR and you look at the bowlers they've lost and the bowlers that have come in, look how well they've played. No Pati Rana. They lost Fizz. They've lost Harshit Rana. They lost 3 quality bowlers, and they've replaced those 3 quality bowlers. And we can't. Our Australian, New Zealand core is absolutely pathetic. Bartlett can only bowl 2 to 3 overs off top. He can't bowl right at the end. Lockie is not a good death bowler. And the one that is a good bowler is Vaishak, because he's Indian. He gets benched. I just really don't understand that. And Sanjay sees more of Vaishak than I do, but I rate him highly, and he's not even in the team.
Sir, Sanjay is saying, do you need calculator? I'm not saying, Sanjay is saying.
No, I don't need a calculator. No. I know what's going to happen. CSK have to lose against GT. They've got Sunrisers and GT. Sunrisers have got RCB, so they got CSK. So one of those could end up on 16
And
points.
Paji, actually, to be frank, we are planning to lose against SRH, so it doesn't make a difference for us. Anyway, we will be in top 2.
Well,
So
yeah, exactly.
we are planning to ruin the hopes of Punjab.
Yes, and I think so. And that game is played in.
We want to play our C squad. We will play C squad against SRH. So we will get out for another low score, 120 or 130. So
Kohli.
SRH can say
Kohli
chase
can be
it in 6
rested,
overs.
But yeah, that's why it's over now, because now RCB have qualified. Their last game becomes a dead dropper, and that game will be against RCB. So
Personally, I think RCB has a thing with SRH. So they'll go with the strong squad only because against SRH, that revenge mode is still on for RCB since last 2 years or so. So I think let's
Yeah.
see what happens. Another 250, 260, 270.
Yeah. But if Sunrisers win tomorrow, obviously they get to 16 points, so they qualify. So that last game will be a dead rubber. And then it's all in the hands of CSK versus GT. So Shubman Gill, je tusi dekhte ho, please.
Will
beat
Mumbai qualify?
CSK.
Will Mumbai qualify?
Mumbai are gone. Yeah.
मुंबई तो एलिमिनेट है तो बाहर अभी क्या बोलना है मुंबई की देखिए बातें नहीं करेंगे ये शो मुंबई के लिए नहीं है इसके लिए हम अलग से आएंगे बात करने के लिए बट टॉकिंग अबाउट आरसीबी संजय आई वाज जस्ट गोइंग थ्रू द ओपनर्स ऑफ आरसीबी दो हैव बीन लाइक यू हैव वन गाय 5'9" दिल्ली का लड़का छोले भटूरे पसंद थे जिसको 500 प्लस सीजन उनका गया है आईपीएल में 9th टाइम ही हैज डन दैट इसके अलावा मोस्ट रन्स वर्सेस एन ओपोनेंट इन आईपीएल इज ही लव्स पीबीकेएस 1189 रन्स ही हैज स्कोर्ड अगेंस्ट पीबीकेएस व्हिच इज फैबुलस इसके अलावा अगर हम दूसरे ओपनर की बात करें दैट इज जैकब बेथल जब से फिल सॉल्ट इंजर्ड हुए हैं बेथल इज गोइंग थ्रू समथिंग आई मीन आई रिमेंबर व्हेन ही वाज सिटिंग ऑन द बेंच उनके बारे में एलिस्टर कुक ने कहा था व्हाई आर यू सिटिंग ऑन द बेंच यू शुड बी जस्ट कमिंग बैक इन प्लेइंग फॉर वॉर्विकशायर मे बी ओपनिंग फॉर देम And then Kevin Peterson stopped him saying, you don't know the value of IPL. Once he get to play, then only you'll get to know. Once he got to play, he's constantly failing. If I talk about his 2026 stat itself in T20's game, except the innings against India in the semi-final with Jacob Beathard played, उसके बाद से 17 innings he has played in which he has aggregated 296 runs at an average of 17.41 at a strike rate of 122. What is going on with Jacob Beathard?
See, when coming to this, I would compare Copper Connolly with Jacob Beathard. So Copper Connolly also, this is the first time he's playing in Indian pitches. So just see the type of the quality he's giving and the Bethel is giving. One thing is, for this, I would not blame RCB's management because we had a good opener in the name of Phil Salt and we couldn't fit Jacob Bethel in the middle. So we backed Romario Shepherd like anything, which we shouldn't have done in the initial stages. We could have benched him and we could have bought in Bethel because Bethel for England, he is playing down the order. So he's playing somewhere in the middle order. So he would be a perfect fit. So we couldn't try him back then, and I think that is where Bethel also lost the momentum and even our team lost the momentum. So when he was in form, we should have tried him rather than playing Romario, giving him 5-6 matches opportunity. So I think now again he's finding difficult to bat in Indian conditions and taking on the opening bowlers. He's not an opener for England as well. So
Exactly.
as per what I've seen,
Warwickshire.
he's not an opener. So
Yeah.
like in the likes of Arshdeep Singh or in the likes of Jasprit Bumrah or in the likes of Mitchell Stark, he cannot tackle the new ball. So the swing they generate and the field set they place for the batsman that is what I am feeling is Bethel is a middle order batsman who has been scoring brilliantly for England as well as in the other leagues. So you just try him as an opener, tell him to take on the swing balls of Arshdeep Singh and just go on. I think that is where we are losing the. See, if you see post Phil Salt's injury, we don't have a 50 plus partnership in the opening stand. We have highest is 34 for 1. Right? In that, Bethel performed like 16 or 17 odd runs. So we are not able to build that opening partnership. But luckily, we are withstanding because of Devdutt Padikkal, who will fire right from the start of his arrival. So yes, Bethel. I think next match Bethel might be dropped and Cox might be given a chance to see because Phil Salt arrival is at the playoffs is what I say because of the crucial stage of the tournament is where Phil Salt might come in. So I think if Cox is getting a chance, Bethel in Indian conditions is not a good opener. I would say he's a good middle order batsman. I can watch for that because the ball will be old and he'll be able to time the ball very well. When it is new and when it's swinging, I think it is not his cup of tea.
Rajsi, he's spot on. He's spot on with that, Sanjay. He's spot on. I watch a lot of Warwickshire. They're my local team, so I see Bethel. I would never expect Bethel to open in the T20 Blast for Warwickshire. I would never expect it. The maximum 4 or 5 is his position. After the new ball, he can play himself in, and then he's that type of batsman that would like to tee off later on in the innings. Everything is opposite for him. So I think credit to the management of RCB on this one. They just basically put him in and they say, we got faith in you. We're playing you. Learn the conditions. So it's not for this season, Jacob Bethel is going to be there. He's going to be there for 4 or 5 years. As long as Mo Babat is in charge of RCB, I guarantee you Jacob Bethel will be within that franchise. They've also got Gleeson. So Richard Gleeson also plays for Warwickshire. He's gone to RCB. So I think there's that little partnership there, and I won't have a problem with Jacob Bethel. And he can also ball spin as well. So I think he gives RCB a lot of options, but not as the opener. They've tried it, they've tested it, they've stuck with it. They should be given credit. And I'm behind Kevin Peterson because the education he's getting in that league, in the Indian league, Indian conditions, the amount of training, I don't think the red ball here, the level between county cricket and test cricket in England is too big. It's not very, very close. So I still think Jacob's in a better place at RCB than he would be at playing for Warwickshire.
Okay.
Yeah, to add on to Raj's point, even if you were mentioning about the semi-finals versus India, so even there we could see him in the middle order itself. Not after Butler, he came in and he went on to score a century. I think he has just 150 as opener opener with RCB. That is in the last season. At the same time when Phil Salt was injured, he came in, and that is when he performed. Apart from that, I think as you mentioned, that 17 innings, stats wise, it is hitting us, but we can't fit him as a middle order batsman because we have good middle order batsmen in the likes of Rajat Patidar and Tim David. So you can't fit in Bethel, is what I say.
Which means they have never planned for any of their openers injury because Phil Salt injured होने के बाद then they don't have anyone. If not Bethel, then who? They don't have any other option.
Venki.
But
Venki
Phil
Iyer.
Salt as well. Yes, sir.
Venki Iyer. They could always put Venki Iyer as a right-left combination. I think, and he's been very, very good. I think in the year KKL won the league, I think Venki opened. I could be wrong on that one, but he was in the top 3 or top 4. He was in the top 4. So
Yeah, he was. I'll check.
he used to open. Venki last year he opened as well. So I still think I say they've got resources everywhere. They could have played Venki and dropped Romario Shepherd, but they want the extra pace bowler. But RCB, to be fair, they've just got everything covered. And when Phil Salt comes back, the fielding standard is going to be higher because that guy can seriously catch the ball as well. So I think that it's going to take a very, very good team to beat RCB. And the only team that could possibly do it is probably GT in their home backyard. So if it's GT versus RCB in the final and GT are batting second, then that's the only chance I could give them. Otherwise, Virat Kohli in the case, you don't want to do that.
Okay, talking about some good thoughts from RR as well. Though मेरे पास एक comment आया है Ram who is saying कि we can't rely on a 14-year-old kid always, but this has been a story.
He's 15 now.
15, yeah, sorry. So this has been a story with RR for so long, but he is continuing his way. Like he has scored such good runs today with at a good strike rate. 46 runs he has scored out of 21 balls. That too, hitting first ball as 6 again against Lungi Ngidi. So he has not lost it at all, but RR do rely on him. Whenever we see RR, we have to get a good innings out of him. Let's say like that happened previously as well. If your openers don't really end up scoring those runs, RR will completely lost it. They don't have a momentum to follow. Do you agree with me on this?
To some extent, yes. Look, we've been having Yashasvi not playing well for the past few matches, and he's also due for a big score. So what Suryavanshi does is he gives you that 40 runs of 15 to 20 balls, and that's what you need as a start. What we have seen so far is many of the matches, Suryavanshi has not gone on to actually stay and actually finish. The moment the power play happens, Suryavanshi is going to go because he's going to try and score something and it's going to go into the hands of somebody. So what I would say is Rajasthan's middle order is stepping up. You saw Jurel today, Parak's come into form as well. What Rajasthan, I would say, lacks in terms of the batting is the lower middle order and the finishing, because the way you can actually bank on when you look at the big teams, you have somebody like Tim David coming in at 6 or 7 or 5 or 6 or 7. You have Jitesh Sharma, you have Tim David, you have Romario Shepherd. You have these guys who can suddenly donk you 3, 4, 6s here and win a match. You saw Ashutosh Sharma today against us, where he comes in at the last moment and he hits a 18 of 5 or 6 balls, and that's the kind of finishing we're lacking. Because you saw what happened in the end. We were 33 for 6 in the last 5 overs. So our lower or middle order is not working. We have Hetmeyer in the most woeful form of his career, and he's been woeful for us for a while. You don't have somebody on lower down the order. Even Jaddu, for that matter, is no longer the force that he ever was. So Rajasthan's batting currently, unfortunately, yes, is dependent on one of these top three having a big day. You have Yashasvi Jaiswal going in for some 80-90. You have a Suryavanshi coming in and winning you the power play. So if you saw today, our power play score around 75 to 80, and then after that we had thankfully Parag and others taking it forward, and then suddenly boom, you lost 3 wickets, and your back is broken. You're not able to consolidate, and then you leave 20 runs out there. This other teams, like if you see RCP for that matter, at 7 and 8, you have got people coming in and still being able to take that. You have Krunal Pandyas, you have got the Romario Shepherds, you have got the Tim Davids. So the moment somebody goes up, you've got somebody better coming in. Rajasthan doesn't have that. So now suddenly you have a team that is not able to consistently and dangerously score beyond your top 4 or top 5. The rest of it you can just chip in when the things are good, but then they cannot win a match on your own. All right, and
The
then on the
bowlers
other
are
hand,
winning them the games. The bowlers are
yeah,
winning RCB the
win
games.
the games. Yeah.
Because like with Punjab, I say you look at our batting lineup, we bat to 9, and but again our bowlers are losing, our fielding is losing. RCB have the package; they have the 8, 9 top players in their batting form. They're all in form. There's nobody other than Romario, I think, is up and down. But or you know what you're going to get, and you know what you're going to get with the ball. So whereas Punjab, we've probably got the same batting depth as RCB, but we haven't got the bowlers. Gujarat didn't have the middle order. You know, Sunrisers haven't got a middle order. Rajasthan haven't got a middle order. It's quite consistent amongst all of the teams. The middle order is there, and Delhi's always had the middle order, but they never used it. And only now they woke up to the fact, oh, they got Miller and then Ashutosh. They've got two of the best finishers in their armory. We better use them. And they've only been able to do that is by playing Puro, who they should have never dropped because he played really well last season, and they dropped him. And again, you see all these teams. RCB have squad depth. You know, Cox is one of the best players in the 100. Hasn't even played one single game for RCB, and we've played Ben Dwarshes. So that's the difference. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to say that. And I think even when GT didn't have play Holder, as soon as they started playing Holder, it gave them three extra overs, and it also gave them 15 to 20 runs at the end, and the experience of seeing things home. That's why for me GT suddenly swept over, because they dropped Shah Rukh Khan. The fake Shah Rukh Khan. They brought in Jason Holder, and that was the big swap they've done. And they brought in obviously Tiwari as the impact sub, so he can score some runs. But yeah, I think.
Sorry, coming back to one thing I wanted to add to what Rajshri asked is regarding Suryavanshi. No matter what you say, he has been delivering. There's been very few. I'm very surprised that this season, we usually see somebody who bats like him will have 5 or 6 scores and then suddenly one score, like how Parag played. I mean, he had a 5-10, 5-10, 5, and then won a 90. This boy has been scoring and giving you those 40s in literally every match. So I would say kudos to that. I mean, it's really, really heartening to see, and I wish him a good future ahead for India as well. But I think Rajasthan will have to make sure that we protect him. I've seen that he's the couple of things which I remember was mentioned by Sunil Gavaskar is just using him as an impact player. His fielding and him as an overall cricketer is being affected, and you saw today a couple of missed fields and a couple of messes in the field by him. I think we should make sure that he's able to take the field, stay on, and I would definitely say I would like to bank on this 15-year-old for the years to come. More than a few other 17-year-olds who joined our team and who've been there for 10 years, and I don't know what the hell they're doing as captain. So I would rather stick to Suryavanshi in that.
And he's not tailed off. He's not tailed off. Whereas for us, Punjab, Riansh and Prabh have. And that's the big difference between the two teams. And someone like Suryavanshi, we have to protect him. We have to, use that person because he's got a long future. And I think he's at the right franchise for him to grow as well. But yeah, I think Parag's captaincy, how he's become captain of that team, I think that is such a big call by the franchise.
there's a comment came in saying अरे भाई अभी खत्म नहीं हुआ क्या आईपीएल, कहाँ हम लोग मर रहे हैं यहाँ पे बात करते हुए बाकी टीम्स के बारे में, लोग थक गए कि आईपीएल खत्म नहीं हो रहा. I can feel you bro, because a lot of people are thinking कि 2 महीने are too much. But talking about Paji Punjab Kings once again, so I've got some stats for the team, like most 200 runs totals considered in a men's T20 competition, 9 matches by PBKS in IPL 2026 itself within this year. Now, if we talk about most 20 plus totals in IPL edition, तो सबसे ज्यादा 53 इस सीजन 200 प्लस स्कोर्स देखे गए हैं courtesy PBKS. इसके अलावा अगर हम most 200 plus totals considered under a captain देखें in men's T20, that is Shreyas Iyer with 31. These things says a lot. Like PBKS lost 6 matches back to back, which says that Shreyas Iyer is not bowler's captain, because 200 plus का score इतना जल्दी आपके against पड़ जाना says a lot. But at the same time, people are feeling bad about Ricky Ponting as well, कि जिस तरीके से catches drop हुए हैं. He was sitting sad in the dugout, and he was like completely lost it, as if he's gonna book his Australia's flight and I'm done with this team. I don't know what to say, but feeling bad for Ricky Ponting as well. What do you think about it?
Well, it's Ricky's team. Ricky selected this team. Ricky ran the auction. Ricky was in control. He's bought some rubbish. That's Jeff Boycott rubbish. That's the term. And you look at Ben Dwarshuis. Does Ben Dwarshuis play in any other team other than Punjab Kings? No. He does not get into any other team. You look at Bartlett. Bartlett does not start as a foreign pacer at any other team. Lockie Ferguson doesn't start as a pacer, frontline pacer in any other team in the IPL. And then you've got Mitch Owen, who hasn't played a single game in the whole thing. So you've lost your bowler. You've lost Ben Maxwell, who was giving you 4 overs, banking you the 4 overs. Cooper Connolly can't bowl, so you've lost something there. Just hasn't got the options. Iyer hasn't got the options, and the options he's got, he hasn't used, because he hasn't used Omar Zai. He hasn't used Vaishak. Now, what's Vaishak done wrong? I can't understand why he's not in the team. Well, what? And he's a death bowler. Out of all the bowling that he's bowled this season, he's bowled 2 balls. He's bowled 2 overs at the death. Yeah, so you can either get whacked or he can take wickets, and he's done both. And he's been stable. And then he's continuously played Marco Jansen for the last 3 games when the guy had an economy rate of 150. Now 50 consistent between 47 to 65 runs he's given away, and he was constantly picking him. So I would not blame Shreyas Iyer. This is definitely a selection mismanagement on this one. They should have played Vaishak. That would have given them the extra foreign spot for another batsman like a Mitch Owen, and they haven't taken that. And Vishnu Vinod played really well in the last game, and suddenly he's a good wicketkeeper. He's a better wicketkeeper than Prab, and he was out of the team as well. So a lot of mistakes made from both Shreyas on the field and also Ricky in the auction. It'll be very, very interesting to see what he does, because that core of players that he has, he's going to use them in the MLS for Washington Freedom, and you cannot. They'll be good in that league, but they're not good in the IPL. So I think we've got some work to do in the auction. However, we're just going to hope and pray that results go our way. We get into the thing, get back into Mullanpur, bat second in Mullanpur, 2 games, batting second in Mullanpur. I still think that's the little hope we have to get into the final in Ahmedabad. Hopefully against RCB and beating RCB in the final.
Sanjay, I'm going to use you for Delhi Capitals a little bit, since we don't have anyone for Delhi Capitals. We have talked very less about them, though they have won the match. First of all, DC getting their highest power play score, 72, which is not that great, but still great for DC. And if you talk about some of the performances from DC, Abhishek Porel, 51, KL Rahul, 56, and the bowler Stark, he took 4 wickets. In 4 overs, giving away 40 runs. Lungi Ngiri did good, win 2 wickets and in 4 overs. Madhav Tiwari is one bowler I would like to talk, because he has been shining today. He has also taken that wicket off Vaibhav Suryavanshi. Despite the fielding blunders in Delhi Capitals, he managed those 2 as well. An appreciation for DC from you, or maybe if you have to point out something, I'm happily welcoming it.
Yeah, see, one thing is people started commenting on Stark after he conceded 2 overs 40. So the one thing with Vaibhav Suryavanshi is So his intent is clear. He wants to come. He wants to score runs. He wants to utilize most of the things in power play itself. He wants to contribute to the team. So he's a guy with intent. He's not just someone like Sunil Narayan who just swings his bat around the park for a six or a four. When you check his stance, when you check the swing of the bat, he has a perfection. So taking on Mitchell Stark will add more value to his batting itself, because if you're taking on such reputed international bowlers who's been greatest in their career, so that gives you confidence also. So yeah, Stark considered 2 overs 40. So his role in the power play was done. So, and coming to Madhav Tiwari, he's been performing good for DC in the last two matches is what I've seen. He's been performing good in the crucial stages. And Lungi Ingidi, post the injury which I recover, which I remember, the moment
Head
is back.
injury, right?
Yeah, head injury. He was smashed for few runs in the starting in the initial matches post that comeback, and his performance today is also good because 2 wickets by him, 2 wickets by Stark, and that over that over from Stark, the third over from Stark changed the entire Rajasthan's innings, because 15
Yeah.
overs they were somewhere around 160, and I expected somewhere around 240 to 250 with the kind of batting they had, because Donovan Ferrer is a pro batsman. He scored a 50 or a 60 when Rajasthan was needed in that crucial match. So out of nowhere, Stark comes in, takes Ryan Parag and takes Donovan Ferreira for a golden duck. So that was another good
Turning point.
innings. So that is where he proved his class. So Stark is a death bowler. So he just proved his class. That is where Stark defined himself. So yes, I am still a guy who is the greatest in the world. So that is how it is. And DC's batting, I would appreciate Abhishek Poral. I would totally agree to what Paji told. He should. I don't know why did they leave him in the initial matches, initial, very first, from the starting, because he was a star in the last IPL. He performed against each and every team. The shots he played, he's a perfectionist. Actually, the stroke selection he does, everything is good, and today he showed it. And KL Rahul, as usual, as Anis sir is always mentioning, he is a scared. He's a guy who's scared when it comes to chasing target above 190 or 200. Because today, post his wicket, Delhi was still struggling. Thanks to Akshat Patel and Ashutosh Sharma, who pulled it back with those beautiful shots. So credits to Abhishek Poral is what I tell, because that young man, he is something else. And if Delhi had utilized him from the starting instead of trying three batters or four batters, I think they would have qualified by now, is what I feel, because
Yeah.
bowling is also good. Their fielding is also good. Apart from few mishaps in the last two matches, everything is good. So Rahul is a class batsman, and Nadia support from Abhishek Pural would mean a lot. So they
But
were.
with one beautiful thing about Delhi is they've given these youngsters a chance. Salil, he looked out of his depth against Archer today, but again, he's got that experience. And then Madhav, he looks really good, a really good find. Bowls a heavy ball, and also is pretty decent with the bat. But again, with Abhishek Patel, I saw him last year live at Malanpur, and he was brilliant in that game as well. So yeah, they made some mistakes, but they seem to be learning from them and good. So they have a really good squad. They have not used it properly, whereas our limitations. We were playing well. We were chasing. Everything is fine. As soon as you switch it around, the captaincy gets found out. The bowlers that have been poor have been found out. So I think Delhi, to be fair, they've left it late. KKR, I think, really, really impressed with that team, the way they brought it around. So some teams in the IPL started like a train, and some of them now are rickshaws. So it's like that's the problem we've got. And RCB is probably the one team from game one to game now. They're exactly the same. They play good fielding, good bowling, good batting, and they can chase and they can set scores. So I think at the end of the 2 months, the best two teams get to the final that deserve it, but it's a long, long way. So it's going to be interesting to see. And yeah, for me, CSK are going to struggle, and I'll be just devastated. And then we'll see Dhoni back, Tala back.
Okay. So talking about one quick thing, Ram, would you like to pick which coach needs to be sacked after this season? Is it RR's? I'm forgetting the names. sorry, what's his name?
Sangakkara.
Sangakkara.
Yeah, him. Or if we talk about not from DC, I will say, but from PBKS, I will say Ricky Ponting. Which one?
Look, they both are great. How do you say, strategists in their own way. They build their team in their own way. But I would say, through sheer experience of how it is, Ricky Ponting is a lot more passionate about this whole thing than Sangakkara is. Sangakkara is more grounded in that manner. So more than sacked or more than removed, I have a feeling there is a possibility that the way Ricky Ponting looked today, as you said, he looked ready to just say, "I'm done. I'm done with this." So. That's where I probably see there might be some shakeups because the way Ricky works is all or nothing. Like he goes all in, he gives us everything, and he's like, I want control over everything, every single aspect, and I will do everything I can with this team. And he used to do that with Delhi earlier. So I know for a fact that there is a possibility that Ricky might just say, I've done my bit and I might go. I think Sangakkara will still stay. Unfortunately, because of that, there also might be a case where the same kind of ideologies and mindset of Rajasthan might continue. But and now since there's also been I don't know, there's also been a ownership change. So there might be things that change there also. So if you ask me as a fan, I love Sangakkara. I love what he brought to the team. The 2022 team that he how do you say, vitalized after us constantly being at the 8 and 9 to come to the finals. That kind of a culture that he set at that point, I really am a big fan of what he brings to the table, the calmness and the way he gets the team across. So I would like him to stay. Ponting, I guess, has as Paji said, I was not very impressed with the things that they did at the auction. Although I was not impressed with the things we did at the auction. So I guess निकालना ही है तो दोनों को ही निकाल दो कुछ कुछ नया करते हैं.
Okay, I'll change the question for you. Retain one and sack one. From RR, it's Sangakkara or Riyan Parag, and from PBKS, Ricky Ponting or Shreyas Iyer. Retain one,
Well,
sack.
it's blind. It's a blind answer. It's Sangakkara retain. Parag को तो भाई cricket से ही निकाल दो. Forget the team. And in the case of Punjab, I would still say I would still retain Shreyas Iyer because whatever said and done, I do respect him as a player, as what he brings to the white ball cricket, and maybe try and change up and give him a support with somebody else. And I think he'll still be a good deal.
Just get us a fielding coach. We just need a fielding coach. Get a fielding coach. Bring back John T. Rhodes. Bring back John T. Rhodes, and then suddenly that will be, and then get rid of these Australian rubbish players that I think shouldn't even be near the team. It's just like, Big Bash and IPL, massive difference. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Now is the time when we discuss about the match ka mujrim and match ka hero. So according to you, Sanjay, in both the matches, who's mujrim and who's hero?
In the first match, to be frank, Mujrim is Shreyas Iyer is what I find because openers are gone. He should stand and play, but he gave away his wicket. That is the only reason I am putting him under as Mujrim. Match ka hero is Venkatesh Iyer without doubt because the performance he did, the way he targeted Chahal and Harpreet Brar. Though Harpreet Brar was economical, 4 overs, 35 or 36. In the last over, even he targeted Brar as well and in Chahal as well. So that is the reason I keep Venkatesh Iyer as match ka hero. In second match, match ka Mujrim, I would tell Riyan Parag itself. Only for his captaincy thing, I would tell Riyan Parag because dropping out Jadoo is what I didn't expect because you trade Jadeja and you drop Jadeja out of nowhere, bringing his counting his international experience. Each part of good innings, but still captaincy के वजह से he's
The
got
code was load management.
Yeah.
Where is that load?
Workload for Jadeja is a workload. He's a very good test player and he can't maintain workload of Rajasthan. So that is why he is match ka hero. So I would give it to Abhishek Porel today because the start he gave and the support he gave to Rahul. Rahul is known for his anchoring the innings. We saw it today also. He anchored in the start and then he went for a few big shots. But Porel, he literally took off the pressure from Delhi and he gave that good start. Though even it was low when chasing 198 or 172 runs. So match ka hero according to me is Porel and Mujrim is Mr. Riyan Parag.
Okay. Paji, what do you think?
I agree with Sanjay on everything on that. Very easy. Definitely Porel in the second game. Parag's captaincy. The fact is he gave one of the bowlers telling off. One of the fielders a telling off for overthrow. And then next minute the ball goes underneath his legs and he gives away 3 runs. So that was a very, very embarrassing. And I think Lord Parag messed up on that one. And in the first match, Shreyas Iyer, All he had to do was see out the power play, he got out. And obviously, the hero of the match was definitely Venkatesh, because we didn't expect him to do that. And he took the game away from suddenly being, from 210 to get them to 228, which was enough for them to win the match.
Okay. Ram, are you with me? I don't think so. I think his network is gone. So I have to.
No, I'm
Yeah.
here. I'm here.
Okay.
He's back, he's
Your
back.
Mujrim and your hero.
Hey, Mujrim on the second match, so it's a unanimous, I think, answer for all of us. It's even though he scored his 50, I think the decisions he took, Prague was definitely not the right person in that spot. And I would say hero of the match, I would have to give it to Stark because I think he broke the back of Rajasthan's innings. I think we definitely would have been at least 20 to 25 runs, and it would have probably been the difference between a victory and a loss. And I would also, to some extent, even say the Mujrim might have even been actually KL Rahul with the way he was pacing his innings in the second half of his. I was hoping that he causes the loss because the way he was batting, I was still having hope. So as long as he was there, I was like, "Ye jeet jayenge." So that's for the second match. First match, I think it's a clear. I think Venki clearly came out of the syllabus. I wasn't expecting him to be there at that spot either. So it was a very unique innings for him. And I would definitely say after losing a couple of your big hitters in the power play, the way Shreyas threw away his wicket, that's baffling as a captain and as a senior batter. So he had to take that responsibility, knowing that he doesn't have much in the tank left. That's the main problem. So I would say I would agree with. I think Sanjay and me are in agreement in every single aspect today.
Okay. Talking about what we are going to have tomorrow, it is going to be SRH versus CSK. And this match is going to be in empty number of stadiums. So, Sanjay, who's going to win it?
Yeah, SRH and CSK both are strong teams because the way CSK came back in the last few games, it is good because the form of the youngsters. So I would say we SRH will be winning the match, and man of the match I would give it to Abhishek Sharma.
Okay. Paji, आपके हिसाब से?
Hoping CSK win. Yeah, that's all I can say. Give us a bit more hope. Then we go to the final fixtures, which will make it exciting. Otherwise, if you know the top four, it'll be boring then. But I want it to go to the last game, which is going to be KKR versus DC. So yeah.